Most people spend their lives chasing things they cannot control. They worry about what others think, they compare their journey to someone else's, and they lose themselves in distractions that offer no real value. But a Stoic understands. Peace begins when we focus only on what's within our power. Every moment you spend thinking about someone else's timeline, their opinion, or their success is a moment you've taken away from your own growth. The ancient Stoics taught that we suffer not from the events themselves, but from our judgments about them. If you spend your energy on what is outside your control, you are choosing powerlessness. But if you turn that focus inward, to your actions, your habits, your thoughts, you reclaim your strength. You don't need motivation from others. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need external approval. All you need is a decision to direct your attention to what truly matters, your character, your discipline, your choices. Confidence isn't given by others. It's built quietly through action. It's built every time you do the right thing, even when it's hard. Every time you show up for yourself, keep a promise, resist distraction, or choose reason over emotion, you are proving to yourself that you are capable. That's how confidence is formed, not in the spotlight, but in solitude. You want to make progress? Stop comparing. The only person you should measure yourself against is who you were yesterday, just 1% better each day. The Stoics believed in daily improvement, not massive change overnight. Progress, not perfection. Action, not excuses. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to start. And you start by doing one thing that matters today. You don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to choose what matters over what's easy. The truth is, most people are exhausted not because they do too much, but because they give too much energy to the wrong things, to fear, to doubt, to noise. You are not stuck. You are simply misdirected. If you want clarity, protect your focus. If you want strength, train your discipline. If you want peace, let go of what is not in your control. The world will keep distracting you. Social media won't disappear. Opinions won't go away. But none of that has power over you unless you give it. Today, choose not to. Choose to focus only on what is yours, your reasoned choices, your values, your direction. The Stoics remind us that we already have everything we need to live well. So stop waiting, start acting, start small, and know that with every step you take toward inner discipline, the outer noise fades. When you master yourself, everything else falls into place. Your energy is the most limited and sacred resource you have. It is not infinite, and each day offers only a small amount. What you choose to do with it reveals everything about your direction, your discipline, and your character. If you spend it worrying about the thoughts of others, you are placing your peace in their hands. If you use it to envy someone else's success, you are robbing yourself of your own progress. If you allow distractions to control your attention, you've surrendered the reins of your life to chaos. The Stoics taught that we must guard our attention as we would a fortress. For whatever you allow in shapes your mind, your actions, and ultimately, your fate. But when you begin to reclaim your focus, when you direct your energy inward to your own thoughts, your own decisions, your own path, something shifts. You stop reacting to the world and begin responding with clarity. Instead of worrying whether others accept you, you learn to accept yourself. Instead of ruminating over your past mistakes, you extract their lessons and move forward. Instead of wishing for a better life, you begin building it, not with grand gestures, but with consistent, intentional actions. The Stoics understood that fortune is unreliable, but character is not. Success to them was not something given or stumbled upon. It was the natural result of living in accordance with reason, virtue, and self-command. Those who rise are not necessarily the most gifted. They are simply those who guard their focus, who invest their limited energy into things they control, and who refuse to be owned by external circumstances. Look around you. Those who live with strength and purpose did not get there by accident. They did not reach it by scrolling endlessly, nor by chasing validation. They built their lives slowly by aligning their actions with their values. They understood that each moment was a test of will, a chance to practice discipline, to honor their purpose. Your life depends on your ability to do the same. Cut out what does not serve your reason or your purpose. Set boundaries where chaos creeps, and refuse to allow noise to guide your choices. Not because you are cold or distant, but because you are focused, because you value your time and understand its worth. Every moment wasted on what does not move you forward is a moment you could have spent strengthening your mind, refining your discipline, and walking your path. The Stoics did not seek more time. They sought better use of the time they had. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a savior. You don't need perfection. What you need is intention. You need the courage to place your energy into what matters and to let go of what doesn't. Because the truth is, you were never stuck. You were only distracted. When you finally direct your focus inward, toward your actions, your attitude, your growth, everything begins to shift. But understand this: lasting success is not built in a single moment. It is not found in a burst of inspiration or a perfect day. It is forged in the smallest decisions, repeated with quiet strength over time. The Stoics believed that excellence is not an act, but a habit, a way of life. Each morning, you are given the same test. Will you govern yourself or be governed by the world? Will you choose effort or ease, clarity or comfort, growth or distraction? These choices seem small. Whether you rise early or sleep in, whether you begin your day with purpose or get pulled into noise, these moments feel forgettable. But they are the bricks of your foundation. And what you build in these quiet hours becomes the structure of your life. Most people wait. They wait for the right moment, the perfect plan, the sudden motivation. But Stoicism teaches us, don't wait. Begin. The results may be invisible for a while. Progress is slow. At first you may see nothing, but beneath the surface, your character is taking root. Every choice strengthens you. Every repetition matters. And one day, what once felt impossible becomes natural, but only if you endure. Most people quit because they mistake silence for failure. But silence is not failure, it is patience. It is the quiet work of growth. A seed does not sprout the day it is planted. It must endure the darkness, unseen, and grow its roots before it ever breaks the surface. So too must you. Persist not because it is easy, but because it is right. Focus not because it feels good, but because it is necessary. Your energy is your responsibility. Choose to protect it, choose to direct it, and in doing so, choose the life that only disciplined effort can create. Motivation is fleeting. The Stoics knew this. They never depended on how they felt in the moment. They understood that emotion is unreliable, ever-changing, and often a poor guide. What mattered was action, deliberate, consistent action. Not because it felt good, but because it was right. That is the essence of discipline, doing what must be done even when you don't feel like it. The strength to show up regardless of your mood is where real growth begins. And here's the truth: when you act with consistency, something remarkable happens. What once felt difficult becomes familiar. What once required effort becomes effortless. The repetition forges habit, and habit shapes character. And when your actions are aligned with virtue, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes something you naturally create. The Stoics warned against chasing shortcuts, waiting for ideal conditions, or relying on sudden inspiration. These are traps. The real path forward is steady and often quiet. The future you want is not built in some dramatic moment. It's built in the decisions you make today, the ones no one sees. The simple choice to rise early, the commitment to stay focused, the decision to speak with honesty, to act with integrity, to do your work well, even when no one is watching. That is what shapes your destiny. Most people don't live this way. They drift. They bend their lives to fit the expectations of others. They chase approval, not truth. They adjust their actions to gain praise, to avoid criticism, to remain comfortable. And in doing so, they lose themselves. How much of your life has been shaped by the opinions of others? How often have you held back, not because it was wrong, but because you feared how it might look? How many decisions have you made to avoid disapproval rather than to pursue what's right for you? The Stoics would say that this is a form of slavery, to live under the control of another's judgment. You were not born to be ruled by public opinion. You were born to live with reason, to follow what your own mind knows to be good. The need for validation is a burden. It clouds the mind and weakens the will. The truth is, no matter what path you choose, someone will disapprove. That is the nature of the world. So why spend your energy trying to appease it? The ones who live with freedom and purpose are those who have learned to trust themselves. They do not seek permission. They do not wait for applause. They decide. They act. They hold themselves to their own standard. Their worth is not given by others. It is found within. And once you let go of the need for approval, a kind of peace enters your life. You start making choices based not on fear, but on truth. You say no when something drains you. You walk away when something misaligns with your values. You no longer bend yourself to fit the world. You become grounded, steady, immovable. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. It is the understanding that your time, your energy, and your choices are your responsibility alone. Because, in the end, you are the one who must live with your decisions. You are the one who wakes up with them. You are the one who faces the mirror. Ask yourself honestly, are you living by your own principles, or are you just performing for others who may never truly see you? You do not need their applause. You do not need to explain yourself. What you need is alignment between your actions and your values. What do you truly want? What path feels right to you, even if it makes no sense to anyone else? That path is yours, and walking it is the beginning of freedom. Follow it. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. When you stop seeking validation, people will notice. Some will criticize you. Some will call you selfish. Some will try to pull you back into the version of yourself that made them comfortable. That is their burden, not yours. Your responsibility is not to make others comfortable. Your responsibility is to live your truth. The irony is, when you stop chasing approval, people begin to respect you more. Confidence is magnetic. Others are drawn to those who know themselves and do not apologize for it. But confidence cannot be faked. It comes from genuine self-trust, from making choices aligned with your nature, from proving to yourself your strength, to stand alone. Starting today, stop waiting for permission. Stop asking for validation. Stop letting fear of judgment hold you back. Your life unfolds now. Do not waste another moment living it for others. Trust yourself, believe in your own reason, and watch as everything else falls into place. In this noisy world, silence is rare. Social media, the news, opinions, they shout at us who we should be, what we should do, how to think. If you are not careful, you will lose yourself in the clamor. You will live according to others' expectations rather than your own reasoned judgment. You will drown in distraction and fail to hear your own voice. Then one day, you will wake and realize you have lived someone else's life, not your own. The problem is not that you lack desire or clarity deep within. The problem is that the noise around you clouds your judgment. Others' opinions, pressure to conform, constant comparisons, they lead you to doubt, hesitate, and fear. But the answers you seek already dwell inside. You must silence the noise long enough to hear them. When was the last time you were alone? With your thoughts? No phone, no distraction, no outside voice, just yourself. Most avoid solitude. They fill empty moments with noise and distraction, afraid to confront themselves. But clarity demands space and stillness. You must step away from the chaos. When you do, your mind settles, intuition grows louder, and you recognize what truly matters. This is why those who live well cherish solitude, growth, creativity, clarity. They come not from constant stimulation, but from quiet reflection. If you feel lost, stuck, or dependent on others for answers, it is time to turn inward. Step away from social media. Stop asking others' opinions. Stop filling every moment with distraction. Instead, spend time with yourself. Journal, walk, meditate, sit in silence, and listen. At first, this will be uncomfortable. Your mind will resist. It will seek distraction, persist, push through discomfort. Soon, clarity will emerge. You will hear your thoughts again. You will trust yourself again. And with that, everything changes. When you know who you are and what you want, nothing shakes you. Others' opinions lose their power. Fear of judgment fades. Distractions no longer pull you from your path. You move through life confident, your direction coming from within, not from outside noise. This is a secret few grasp. The answers are not out there, they are within you. But you will not find them if you remain lost in noise. Choose today to silence distractions, step away from chaos, and reconnect with yourself. When you do, you will see that all you have sought was inside you all along. Most do not realize how much energy they waste on what does not serve them. They overthink, worry about what they cannot control, and stress over opinions that matter little. They scroll through social media, comparing their lives to others' highlights. They complain but take no action. Then they wonder why they feel stuck, exhausted, unfulfilled, frustrated. Here is the truth. Your energy is your most precious resource. Where you direct it determines the direction of your life. If you constantly give your energy to negativity, distractions, and things beyond your control, you will remain exactly where you are. But if you direct that same energy toward your growth, your goals, and your well-being, everything will change. Consider this. Every time you complain, dwell on the past, or engage in drama, you spend energy that could have been used to build the life you desire. Every time you say yes to what drains you, every time fear holds you back, you leak energy that could move you forward. Protect your energy as if your future depends on it, because it does. Be intentional with your focus. Stop worrying about others' opinions. Stop engaging in draining conversations. Stop letting distractions pull you away from your purpose. Your energy is too precious to waste on what does not serve you. When you begin to guard your energy, you will notice a shift. Clarity will emerge. Motivation will grow. Power to act will increase. You will no longer feel exhausted from wasting energy on what does not matter. You will gain the focus needed to make real progress in your life. This is why boundaries matter. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or selfishness. They are about deciding what deserves your time and energy. They protect your peace. If something drains you, step away. If someone brings constant negativity, distance yourself. If a habit no longer serves you, replace it with one that does. You owe no explanation or apology for caring for your mental and emotional health. The most successful people are not those who do the most. They are those who manage their energy wisely. They know how to say no. They focus on what truly matters. They refuse distractions from their purpose. That is why they succeed. And you can do the same. You do not need more time or motivation, nor a perfect plan. You only need to stop leaking energy into what does not move you forward. Make a decision today. No more distractions, no more unnecessary stress, no more wasting energy on what you cannot control. Instead, put that energy into your growth, your health, your goals, into becoming the best version of yourself. When you do, you'll realize something powerful. You were never stuck. You were only giving your energy to the wrong things. The moment you start protecting your energy, everything else begins to fall into place. Most people live reacting to their environment. They wake, immediately check their phone, allowing notifications, emails, and opinions to set their day's tone. They go through their routine on autopilot, managing responsibilities, putting out fires, responding to demands. By day's end, they feel drained, overwhelmed, and frustrated, like they accomplished much, but made no progress on what truly matters. This happens because they are not intentional with their time. They give their energy away to whatever comes at them, losing control. Over time, this creates a life that feels stuck, lost, unfulfilled, but it does not have to be so. The moment you live with intention, the moment you stop reacting and start choosing how to spend your time, everything changes. Intentionality means knowing what truly matters and ensuring your actions align with that. It means taking control of your focus, energy, and time, not merely staying busy, but being productively engaged in what moves your life forward. It means making decisions based on your values, priorities, and goals, instead of going through the motions. Reflect on your daily routine. How much time contributes to your growth, happiness, or success? How much is lost to distractions, obligations you do not care about, or mindless habits that stall your potential? If you feel stuck, it is not because you lack ability or time. It is because you are not intentional with the time you have. Imagine waking each day with a clear purpose, knowing exactly what to focus on, setting boundaries to protect that focus. Imagine ending each day fulfilled, having spent time on what truly matters. This clarity and direction are within reach, but only if you take back control of your time. Begin by identifying your priorities. What truly matters to you? What goals, dreams, and values deserve your attention? Once clear, examine your daily habits. Are they aligned with your priorities or filled with distractions and energy drains? Next, eliminate what does not matter. You do not have to say yes to everything. You do not need to answer every message immediately. You do not need to scroll endlessly through social media or spend time with energy drainers. You have the right and the duty to protect your time. If you do not, the world will take it. After removing distractions, prioritize what fuels your growth. Block out interruptions. Set clear goals daily. Most importantly, follow through. Intentionality is more than planning. It is action. This is what separates the successful from the rest. They do not just work hard, they work on the right things. They do not merely stay busy, they stay focused. They do not let life happen to them. They take control. When you make this shift, living with intention, you will be amazed at how quickly everything falls into place. Here is the truth. You are not stuck, behind, or missing out. You only need to stop reacting and start choosing how you spend your time. Stop giving energy to what does not serve you. Stop waiting for motivation, perfect timing, or others' approval. You already have all you need to create the life you want. You only need to be intentional in making it. So,